What's going on, calculator?
Greetings and salutations, Mr. 4-1. Another week in the books, and gonna be able to dive right in. Get some people some information to as the waivers will be coming up. For a majority of leagues at midnight tonight. So hey, and not big on the news front, but again, there are plenty of deep mining type waiver wire information we give to the people this week.
Absolutely. Can't wait. There's a lot going on, calculator. And so the sports.
Mr. 4-1, wait.
What's up?
Miami Dolphins just scored another touchdown.
Oh yeah.
I had the breaking news.
Yeah, they're still rolling.
Yeah, man.
I mean, they probably have 140 points by the end of the show.
By the end of this podcast, you're right.
Yeah. So 1987 Denver Nuggets. You know what I mean?
Oh, mercy.
Running, gunning. But yeah, that was incredible, man. I know that's going to have an impact on the fantasy discussion today. I pretty much
absolutely.
All right. Well, I guess what, calculations, we have so much going on, and we have a huge game in the listener league that we have to cover too. I guess we better get this thing started.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
And we are back.
Live in effect. Today,
yes, sir.
This is the 26th day of September. The year is 2023. As you can see, he's the calculator. I am Mr. 411. And this is the 411 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. We're going to cover waiver wires. We're going to cover studs and duds. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you some league news and notes. That's available to us. We're going to cover our listener league because we had a huge matchup in that league.
Unbelievable matchup. You could, man. They talk about the writers being on strike in Hollywood. You don't need writers when you have the stuff that went down in the listener league this weekend. Can't wait to talk about it.
Exactly, and it's probably so dramatic of a matchup and a story that it probably can make Tubi. So I think we can get it on Tubi or Netflix or Hulu or something like. We can get it on one of those networks. And like if Blockbuster Video was out in this era, we could probably get a documentary over it about this matchup. Yeah, about the Copier Bowl. So we'll talk about that as well. But before we do anything else, calculator, let's ask everybody to do the following.
Subscribe, like, notify, folks. You got to get that notification button in there because you want to know the information before your waivers run. If you go after waivers, all the good stuff's gone. So it's kind of being like at the end of a line when you're in a big family or something and you get the scraps. You don't want the scraps. You want the big meat first. So that's why that notification button's out there.
Oh, yeah. Very important. And especially about this segment right now, the news and notes in the sports world. What's going on, calculator?
Hey, well, another week, another big fantasy contributor down for the year, but this time it's at the wide receiver position. That's right, folks. I'm talking about Mike Williams. Of course, yours truly had him in multiple. Heck, I just after a quiet week run, yours truly in one league, in the New York league that for the viewers that watched that league draft I did in, I traded DJ Moore for Mike Williams. I wanted the big play potential. I wanted those touchdowns, and he started getting them after week one. But unfortunately, all it takes is one hit or one move that isn't quite right. The ACL injury, and yours truly is very familiar with ACL. My daughter, who plays soccer, actually today had an ACL replacement surgery. And she had a meniscus tear, but it doesn't look like it is going to happen to him with that. But anyways. But bottom line, out for the year. So we're going to try and give some news to help you fill that void. Also, with Derek Carr. I know for people that play Superflex, a lot of people might have had him as their second thing. He has a shoulder injury. We're looking at 2 to 3 weeks, but hey, have no fear because Jameis Winston might appear on our waiver wire, folks. And a couple of news I wanted to get you, kind of like a people that were hurt this past week. Might for the Thursday game. This game is going to be Detroit, Green Bay. The practice reports have come out for those teams. Christian Watson, he did log a limited walkthrough today. He is on track to play. They said he was on track to play last week, but they didn't want to risk re-injury with a short week. So I think that's one of the things is they actually wanted him for the Thursday night divisional game. So they said, hey, it's a non-division game. We're at home. We feel good at home. We're going to save Christian Watson for the division matchup on Thursday night against Detroit. So I look at Christian Watson play. Same thing for Aaron Jones. I look for him to play. I think he was the same prognosis. They wanted to rest him up one more week, get him a little extra healthy for the short week, and so that they can play their division rival. So it looks like Aaron Jones and Christian Watson are on track to play. David Montgomery, he was limited on the walkthrough today as well, and again, he could have been another situation where they just wanted to give him rest. This is a big game. These are the two people that look to be battling for the division. They both got 2-game leads on Minnesota right now, and whoever gets this could have a stranglehold on the division. So I think they were just resting a lot of their guys that could have played. If they were in playoffs, they would be playing, but they were just again, taking it easy. Another non-relevant news for the people, Myles Gaskins was cut today. So I think after Devon A-Chain's explosion, they thought Gaskins could be released from the roster. So I just, when I was reading through the news in our production meeting, I just wanted to add that to the people that if those dynasty owners that have Gaskin shares, I don't see anybody clamoring for him, but yeah, that's about the news and notes for now.
All right, appreciate that, calculator. And we have a question that's in the comment section. Dylan Fink, we thank you. We appreciate you.
I think that's pronounced Dylan, Mr.
Dylan?
411. Dylan with a Y, yeah. The reason I know that is I watched 90210 in the day, Mr. 411, and that's how Dylan spelled his name.
Okay, well, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch enough of it. Yeah, okay. I think I was watching The Simpsons.
There you go. Yeah. So, quick fact: The Simpsons and 90210 were two of the big shows that kind of caught on, and that kind of got Fox propelled into be part of the big networks to get aired on the networks you could get with the antennas, so to speak. So, but yeah, it's funny. The Simpsons and 90210 they hooked Fox up. But yeah, Dylan McCain was.
What about Married with Children though? Wasn't that one of the shows too?
Well, yeah, but that wasn't the one that got the most traction. Okay. That we're talking about people that got paid. Everybody started watching. The word of mouth and say, "Hey, we want 90210. We want that part of our cable package."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something else that I remember on Fox, and we'll get back on track here. Dylan, we'll get to your question here. But also, man, I couldn't wait to come home from school and watch He-Man, and that came on Fox, the cartoon.
He-Man, and I liked Transformers back in the cartoon days was very good as well. Remember that?
Yeah. All right. Okay, well, we're gonna transform right into this question here. Let's see. I guess Dylan's gonna try to form a Optimus Prime type of roster here. He says he got an intriguing one here. Kelsey and Deshaun Watson for Lawrence and Keelan Allen. What do you think?
Well, I am on the side of the Kelsey because, as you know, Mr. 411, I'm a Kelsey believer. He gives you a week in, week out advantage. Oh, Stop the presses, Mr. 4-1. I don't know if you saw the Kansas City game, but did you see who was in the press box? Because everybody else was. and Patrick Mahomes was. They even questioned him. He said, I knew who was in the press box. I knew I had to give my man a little extra love while his friend was visiting. But yeah, hey, and let me tell you, thank goodness they had something to talk about, because that was a snooze fest by the time it got to the second quarter. So it was interesting. But yes, I'm a Kelce guy. I think Deshaun Watson actually showed a little promise this week, and I think Deshaun Watson might have to be getting a little bit more leaned on with Nick Chubb injury. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. 4-1. I forgot to tell people Nick Chubb news is, even though we know he's out for the season, they did an MRI. It looks like it's only a tear in his MCL. It's not like his prior injury where he had all those ligaments torn and a dislocation. No dislocation, no PCL tear, no ACL tear, just a straight MCL tear, simple procedure. He'll be ready for training camps. So that's great news.
Oh, that's great
it looks
news.
like he'll be able to be, it's not near as serious as injury as it looked or as he's had in the past. But yes, back to the trade question. I'm sorry, Dylan. Deshaun Watson got me off on that sidetrack. I'm keeping Kelce because even though, hey, Keenan Allen's going to be a beast, especially while Mike Williams is out and Quentin Johnson is actually getting more and more acclimated. Keenan Allen, you're want to talk about target share. He is going to be a target. He's going to be the Cooper Kupp of a couple of years ago when Robert Woods got hurt. And basically, it was nobody but Cooper Kupp. Keenan Allen's going to be the same way. And you want to talk about an elite, right? You can't bracket the guy. The guy knows how to get open. Minnesota was triple covering the guy, and Keenan Allen was still getting open. So even though I like Keenan Allen and I like a Trevor Lawrence as a step up above Deshaun Watson, I just think Travis Kelce is just too valuable week to week to be able to give it up, especially since he seems to be far removed from his knee injury.
Okay, does anything else that Dylan has here help with that? Would this help sway your decision on that calculator?
Laporte, yes. Okay. Now that you have Laporta on the bench, because I do love Laporta, and you can't play two tight ends. So having Laporta as a backup, then I would be more inclined, because you have such a and if you look at this guy's wide receivers, Amari Cooper, that's a start. Devontae Smith, a start. Deontay Johnson in IR. So if you can add Allen to that wide receiver room, you have Laporta to take up the slack of Kelce. Yes. With that information, I do make the trade. And I think the person who has Keenan Allen and Trevor Lawrence, I think they would do that. I say they see Kelce coming on, depending on now. It does depend on how their other wide receivers are as well. But it's going to be, like I said, I wouldn't want to give up Kelce. If I'm the other guy, I wouldn't mind Kelce. See what I'm saying? So yes. If you have Laporta as a backup, I think Laporta is a good enough fill-in so that then you can add, as you see, you do need that wide receiver depth, especially since Deontay Johnson, we don't know how much longer he's going to be out.
Yeah. The only problem I see here is I look down the bottom and under his run, he has these running backs, right? But if you're going to give up Kelce and keep Swift. I don't know about that karma. Get it, Kelce and Swift.
Hey, so, they showed it last night. They showed it. It's like that. Yeah, you really want to break up the Kelce Swift combo. So, but hey, we don't care about stuff like that. We care about wins, Mr. 411.
Absolutely. All right. So we appreciate that trade scenario. We may have one more come up later on. But now we're going to slide over here and take care of the studs and duds. All right, calculator. I'm gonna throw some names out here, and then you can, do what you do, which is great analytic work. So obviously, if you look at the top.
I'm about to say you could have just filled your first five up with Miami Dolphins.
Come on, calculator.
What's interesting? There's two of those guys on that list that are most likely on your waiver wire. We know Keenan Allen's not going to be there. We know Raheem Mostert was, the guy, so he was drafted. And we know the Bills' defense was one of the top 5 defenses. These guys aren't going to be in your waiver wire. But Adam Thielen, as long as he has the red rifle back behind center, chucking that ball over 50 times a game, playing in catch-up mode, Adam Thielen, he was he was getting it early and often. Unfortunately, Mr. 4-1, I do not think Adam Thielen is available in the listener league because there's a guy named myself that picked him up a little last week. I kind of like what I saw, even with Brian Young throwing chucking the ball, because again, he knows how to get open. He's an old veteran. As long as he's healthy, yeah, he's old, but as long as he's healthy, he's a good guy. And Mercy, another guy, Devon Achane is available in over 40% of leagues, and we'll get that in our waiver wire. But oh my gosh! And for people, if you watched Crossing the Lines, another thing, we targeted this guy on a lot of our Texas A&M props when we said, hey, as long as we know Achane was covering the ball, you do not want to fade Texas A&M because he showed that he can take it to the house anytime he wants. So you can rewind to last year's CTL and see how much we talked about Achane.
Absolutely. All right. So on the other side of the fence,
oh my,
some duds, calculator.
Derek, oh my God, it was Cleveland's defense was for real. And the reason I know about Cleveland's defense is I was playing against a big contributor of the show, Brooks. He had that Cleveland defense, and they battled up Derrick Henry pretty much the whole game. Mark Andrews, it was one of those things that every time it was a Lamar Jackson game. If it wasn't open, he wasn't going to a second read, which is really odd considering he's under a Todd Monken offense. But yeah, Mark Andrews, oddly silent. Darren Waller, that was more of a game script. 49ers. Anytime you go up against 49ers, I don't like anybody going up against the 49ers. Calvin Ridley, another day, another dud. I was the one that I was not a Calvin Ridley fan on our wide receiver preview show. I said the guy's out for 2 years. There's going to be rust. I don't care what he did. Week 1 was adrenaline, folks, and now people are starting to say they're not going to let Calvin Ridley beat it, and it started happening. And Ramondre Stevenson, again, product of the Jets being really, really good on defense, and the kind of like the Patriots just kind of throttling back. Oh, and they gave 18 carries to Zeke. That didn't help Ramondre Stevenson either. So I think that is a concerning thing that could be to look at. But hey, New England's not going to play the Jets every week. New England, they were one of those things that say, hey, we're going to give Zeke the ball, get our 3 yards, put Mac Jones in short positions. But hey, if it's shootout time, that's when Ramondre Stevenson will come on the field. But when it's one of those slugfests that you're playing another defensive team that doesn't look like they're going to score a lot, that'll be more of a Zeke game. So that's what you got to look at when it comes to Ramondre Stevenson. But hey, if you draft Ramondre Stevenson, you're starting Ramondre Stevenson because for one, he's healthy. And second of all, you most likely spend a high draft pick on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I'm noticing some tight ends was on that does list, and some of them have been on there too many times for me, including Pitts in Atlanta and Andrews. I mean, I don't understand what's going on with this tight end situation, calculator.
And I think the Andrews, again, is – I want to say a product of the I think it's more injury based. I just want to say maybe he's not all the way back and they're just not telling people because Andrews is clearly the most talented pass catcher, but I don't know if they're in a thing where I hate to say it, but I don't know if Lamar Jackson is really grasping this Todd Monken type offense where it's 4 receivers. They're not running 12 personnel out there that much. And when they are running 12 personnel, likely is a talented tight end as well. So I think there's just a lot of mouths to feed, and it's just not working out right now. I think it will fix itself. I think Andrews will eventually come out and get his because if people saw last week what happened, they lost.
Yeah.
Andrews had a bad game. Okay, let's see what happens when Andrews starts. You start feeding Andrews the ball. I think start moving the first downs. And then Lamar Jackson can get more comfortable with his. And what's discouraging is he was doing this without Beckham. Bateman got hurt, and Andrews still wasn't getting the ball. So I didn't understand the offensive game plan that Monken and the Ravens was running. So it's hard to explain when myself I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take it to the waiver wire calculator.
Absolutely, folks. I'm going to tell you right now. I love we talked about the running backs, and I got to go Devon Achane. So I know he's trying to say a chance and all that. He's trying to change the pronoun. Hey, Achane. I called you Achane when I was doing my Texas A&M previews and my Texas A&M. I'm going to still call you Achane. I apologize. You call the producers and yell at them if you want, but I think Achane is definitely number one. A lot of people say he might be. Did you know? Even if he was rostered, he was only in 2% of Yahoo starting leagues. And those are probably people that had just lost a running back and didn't have nowhere else to turn, and they were richly rewarded for that 2%. But yeah, currently 41% rostered for Achane. His next opponents at Buffalo, tough matchup. New York Giants, medium matchup, and Carolina, great matchup. So he's got great things in the next 3 out of 4 games. But hey, the book on him entering his rookie season, his speed, athleticism would fit the offense like a glove. He did miss week 1, lingering shoulder injury, eased into the game plan game 2, and paid off big in the usage that he was given, in week 3. So definitely look at Achane. Ezekiel Elliott could have actually been, he's not on this list, but he was actually 43% rostered. So remember, 18 carries, folks. That's a lot of carries. And I just got this in 17 times. They called one of those things a pass, not a run. So 17 times, 17 carries. But hey, again, big defensive games. Depending on the game script, Ezekiel Elliott, not the worst. Roschon Johnson, is he on the list? Yes, he is, folks. Number 5 on this list. He's 48% rostered. He's slowly creeping up, folks. But hey, a dumpster fire in Chicago has not tempered our enthusiasm and affection for that rookie running back from Texas. Roschon is easily the best receiver in the room and has the versatility that belies his reputation as a power back. With all the negative tension around the Bears, this is a stray catch that you could get with a ton of standalone value going forward, especially when bye weeks start hitting. And folks, I just got word that, we see, Tank Dell. We talked in the production room, Mr. 411, that Tank Dell, we talked about rookie receivers, and we talked about Addison. Right. We talked about Jackson Smith and Najigba. We talked about, Zay Flowers. We talked about those guys. Nobody talked about Tank Dell, but now Tank Dell's outproducing all of them. So, and you know Crazy. What? It doesn't seem like, it doesn't look like this. So guys, if Tank Dell's out there, go ahead and get him, because they show that in Texas, they're going to throw, and they're going to throw a lot. And Tank Dell, he is a big play waiting to happen. Joshua Palmer, again, we talked about the Mike Williams injury, and the reason Josh Palmer's on this list is because he's available. Quentin Johnson is only available in 72% of leagues. A lot of people were drafting Quentin Johnson, but hey, Joshua Palmer's out there. Joshua Palmer's only owned in 2% of leagues, and that's because nobody drafted him. So he could be floating, and I think he could be a little lightning in the bottle, because Quentin Johnson is running less routes than Joshua Palmer, and he was running less routes, but I think that is going to increase. But for now, your stopgap guys, if you need another guy to get you another week, Joshua Palmer's a good guy. Romeo Doubs, again, what's going to hurt, Romeo Doubs is going to be the one hurt when Christian Watson comes back. It's going to be Jalen Reed that gets hurt. So I like Romeo Doubs to keep his value. So if he's out there, I say take a shot on him. He's showing. Kendrick Bourne, again, we talk about game script. A game script that's going to benefit Ezekiel Elliott. It's going to hurt Kendrick Bourne. But on the flip side, when they get in the shootout, Kendrick Bourne's the man. And I saw another guy on your list, Kendre Miller.
Yeah, hey, Miller. Mm-hmm.
For his usage, now's the time to pick him up, because Jamal Williams ain't coming back anytime soon. And he showed that he was, I hate to say it, Tony Jones Jr., they showed why he was a draft pick, and you were unfortunately an undrafted free agent. Oh, Mr. 4-1.
Hey, man.
I told you about ordering pizza in front of the waiver wires, but hey, I can't stop Mr. 4-1 from eating during the show.
I know, man. I got a place to order, but we can wrap up the waiver wire, and then I'll grab my pizza, man. They can wait a little bit longer. Those boxes are well insulated.
The last one, 411, I do want to do Tyjae Spears. We talked about him last week. We talk about him this week. 24% rostered. He's got his next opponent, Cincinnati, Indiana, Baltimore. Tough games. But again, if they're in shootouts, when you say tough games, if they're behind, Tennessee needs to throw the ball. Hey, second consecutive game, the rookie from Tulane logged a higher snap share. Folks, he outsnapped Derrick Henry, King Henry. He's dealing with a nagging toe injury that severely hampered his explosiveness. Spears has at least looked the part in the receiving game. He's pulled in all four of his targets week 3 against a tough Browns defense. Again, only 3 yards. But the upcoming schedule is a little hard, but I love Spears as a hold and see, because as the week wears on and that nagging injury of Henry starts thinking, Tyjae Spears could be a great stash and play.
Absolutely. All right, Cackler. On the other side, is 1 minute and 30-second break. We got to talk about the listener league, man.
Yeah,
we got to talk about the big matchup.
While you're doing it, go and answer the phone for us, Mr. 411, the door for us, Mr. 411.
Yes, I got to go ahead and grab my pizza.
Imagine a fulfilling career as an orthodontic assistant that is fast, affordable, and convenient, that provides the freedom you desire. Welcome to the School of Orthodontic Assisting. As Georgia's only in-person, hands-on education center for orthodontic assisting with over 40 years combined experience, we understand the constant demand for experienced orthodontic assistants. By not taking the steps to gain the necessary education and hands-on experience, you risk missing out on a life-changing opportunity and the chance to secure a financially stable future.
That's why we created the School of Orthodontic Assisting. Our 8-week comprehensive program is designed to fast-track your career, equipping you with the skills and knowledge needed to become a highly skilled orthodontic assistant.
Once you graduate, you will have the opportunity to enjoy a fulfilling career as an X-ray certified orthodontic assistant. If you're worried about fitting the program into your busy schedule, we've made it easy for you. Once accepted, you simply pick the dates that work best for you, and we'll take care of the rest. Enrollment is limited, so don't miss out on the opportunity to transform your life and career. Act now and secure your spot in our next class.
Visit our website at gasoa.net to learn more about our program and to apply. If you're already on the website, click the Apply Now button to start your enrollment process. It's time to stop searching and start building a successful career in orthodontics. Take control of your future by enrolling in the School of Orthodontic Assisting today and experience the hope and confidence that comes with pursuing your dream career.
Right, folks. You don't know if you like it unless you try it. I always told my daughters growing up, when they were eating, they said, I don't like this. Have you ever tried it? I said, try it and then see it, and then let me know you don't like it.
Right.
Yeah, great to have them on as a sponsor.
Absolutely. School of Orthodontic Assisting. All right, make sure you check them out. All right, Calculator, I got to get my pizza.
Oh man, I bet he says, hey, you better give him that little extra tip. For making them wait so long.
Yeah, I think I got about 25 cents on me. Let me see who's at the door. Oh, look at him.
Oh man, well that surprised me because I thought it was another guy. I thought it was a guy that usually dials in. But hey, Peanut Man, glad you could make it, my friend.
What's going on, Peanut Man?
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. I'm like on the highway somewhere in between Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Highway 65. I just want to make sure y'all hear me. Hey, look, I've been listening to the show, and I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. I don't know if I'm in first place in the listener league, and I don't even know what I'm doing. So does that tell you what the hell's going on with this listener league or what?
Well, now, Mr. Peanut Man, to be fair, you're actually tied for first place in the listener league. But hey, to be where you are, losing your first round pick last week to gather the troops, to give them a Herman Edwards type speech before the grudge match known as the Copier Bowl. I commend you. That was a great move. I don't know what you did. I don't know how you got those guys fired up. But yeah, folks, for people that don't know, a 10-year-old rivalry is still going on, and it was oh my God, I still can't believe it. Peanut Man, you had the hairs on my arm standing up. You had me so excited, and I wasn't even playing in the game. I was just an innocent one of those guys. I was watching a Super Bowl type fight, a super it was great. Mike Tyson. Well, I wanted to say Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, because that was what it's like. But hey, back and forth. I loved it. But hey, yeah, I know it was, especially after I saw Mustard just absolutely propel Larry to where it looks like it was going to be a runaway for him, because Calvin Ridley kind of let you down. Tua was keeping you in there. But then to see what Devontae Adams did in the second half in that Pittsburgh game propelled you to think, and the great draft pick of all draft picks, your Laporta pick, is finally starting to pay off. You said you liked Laporta back in the day, and a lot of people were laughing at you. They weren't laughing now, because everybody that's looking at the waiver wire that's in the league with you, Laporta's not out there, folks. Peanut Man gobbled him up, and I like your Moody kicker. So,
guys, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I was just messing with y'all. And I'm just tired of whipping y'all's ass every week. I mean, every week I'm whipping y'all's ass with Sam Laporta. Come on now. I thought y'all were the fantasy pros here. No, really. If I didn't listen to the show or listen to the Calculator 411, my team wouldn't be where it's at now. And I'm winning in multiple money leagues right now because listening to the show is, especially the waiver wire section. I didn't know that Sharp was even. I didn't know he was healthy. Now that I know, I'll be sure to hit him up on the wire.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
And I just want to say, Peanut Man, we were talking about Zach Moss in week 1, and I'm looking, and he's on your roster too. It's like, goodness gracious, man, Peanut Man's got a good bench too. So hey. Folks, and Peanut Man is great. He shows you that you can lose a first-round draft pick, but if you hit on your draft, if you work the waiver wire, folks, you can withstand injuries to your first-round draft pick. So hey, I admire you, but it was great.
I'm gonna tell y'all, there's still in every draft right now, and hopefully he stays healthy as Tua. Tua's going to be the. I mean. What I get him in the 8th or 9th round? I mean,
man, that's a steal.
Yeah.
I don't even know when I got him, and I know in every league I played in, I try to get to in the later rounds, in like 7 to 9, and I missed out on a couple. But man, he's just studding up right now. Hopefully, he can stay healthy.
Yeah, you got him in the 8th round, Mr. Pinez. I just pulled it up on the screen. Very impressive. That just goes to show you if you waited, but see, and a lot of people were just, they were worried about, injuries, because if people remember, he started off hot last year, but then he got injured, and it was, downhill from there. Oh my gosh. Now that must be DoorDash, Mr. 411.
Oh, man, I don't do DoorDash, but it might be Domino's. Let me see that.
Okay, I got you.
They have the machine that come out and bring your stuff now, I think. At least they're working on that. Let me go get over there. Let me see who's over there though. All right, who's in the building?
LT
oh my goodness, LT.
Oh my gosh, we got. Yes, sir. We got the 2 participants in the annual. I mean, come on. That was, and I got to throw this question to LT. LT, what was it like trying to do that comeback? You got 2 players on Monday night, Goddard, and Goddard started off hot. He was getting all those passes. He was getting you there. What were you thinking? Were you thinking that it was going to be over by halftime?
I needed one more catch. One more catch from Gallagher. And they took him out. He wasn't even on the field.
I know.
The last 8 minutes of the game, he was gone.
So because they were in run out. They ran that personnel where it had all the blocking tight ends in there, and they were just doing quarterback sneaks to get the first downs, and then throwing those little out routes to AJ Brown to keep him happy. So yeah, that was frustrating. But LT, you gave it a shot though, man. I give you credit. I mean, you, like you said, folks, if you're listening to the show and you're not able to see the screen, Carter's Peanuts won 155.66 to 155.14. That's right, folks. Less than a point. And that's why I always say you got to have fractional scoring to make it like this. But yeah, hey guys, you guys provided two of the top four scores in the league, and y'all just happen to be playing it. It's hard to declare a loser in this game because both of you guys played a phenomenal game, and I was just happy that I could be a part of the league to see it. It was great.
Yeah. Well, what's your thoughts and about the match? I mean, you guys are here. You can give each other your shots at each other, or whatever you want to say about the matchup. What was going through you guys' mind?
How's it feel to lose there, James? I saw a coffee machine today. I almost hid behind it because I didn't want to talk. My friend James Anderson used to say the peanut man hides behind the coffee machine when he wins. Oh, Lord. The peanut man picking up crops. Hey, your mustard guy did good, man. He scored you like 50 points. I thought you won, man. Come on.
So...
Mustard.
Well, I started the Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett combo. I thought that was going to help. Then I started Raheem Mostert, and he got me 48 points.
Yeah.
So when I went to work, I was up by 30. No big deal. Piece of cake. Game's over. I get home and look, Devontae Adams picked up 42.
Well, LT, if it makes you feel any better, Devontae Adams had 30 of those after halftime. It was all garbage points. I couldn't believe it was the garbage point special. It was crazy. It was Devontae Adams early and often in that second half.
Yeah, I just knew McCaffrey and Mostert had it locked up.
Just imagine how big of an ass whooping you would have took if my boy Nick Chubb was in the lineup. God bless Nick Chubb. I hope he heals well. Oh, you would have told a big old ass whooping back to the coffee machine.
But hey, well, we don't know that, Peanut Man. He could. A lot of things could happen because I don't think even Nick Chubb would have done that well against that Tennessee defense. So I mean, I could be wrong.
So we want to talk about Laporta's 22 points.
Oh, we actually talked about that early on. Peanut Man said that's why he drafted Laporta when he did. He said, he wasn't because and when I did my draft analysis, I thought Laporta went a little higher than what he should have. But Peanut Man told me, after the draft, he said, "Man, I like Laporta," and that's why he did what he did. He did the saying where you say you go and get your guys, regardless of what the ADP is. You go and get your guys, and Peanut Man did, and hey, it paid off in his grudge match of the week. So hey, I give credit.
And believe it or not, Laporta was highlighted on my list to pick early. Calcate line. He's a stud of a tight end, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, and he was out of Iowa, I believe, isn't he? Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Another Iowa tight end.
And we know about those Iowa tight ends, man. They produce those jokers.
They definitely do.
I believe they snagged him in the second.
Yeah.
Hey, calculator. Before we go a little deeper into the listener league. And get the some more takes on the Copier Bowl 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Dem7 has a question here. Trade Tank Dell for Mostert, or Tank Dell and Mostert for Josh Jacobs. What do you think?
Yes, and the reason I say that is Tank Dell, I like him, but he's still a rookie receiver. Mustard, his value's not going to be any higher. Josh Jacobs, is a running back one for the whole year. So I would like it because I'm telling you, when Jeff Wilson comes back, A-Chain's going to get more touches. Ahmed is slowly working his back. I mean, they're going to have a four-headed monster once Wilson comes back. So I would do that trade. The thing is, I don't know if the Josh Jacobs owner would take it because they might be thinking Mustard, or same thinking. But if somebody if somebody would go for that, I think that's a 2-for-1. Although again, love Tank Dell. I said I love his outlook for the year. But if you can upgrade from a Mustard to a Josh Jacobs, we know. Hey, Miami's not going to be playing Denver every weekend, and I think it's going to be a good gauge. They play Buffalo this week, so we're going to see how well that high octane offense can go against a solid, one of the faster defenses in the league. So I think that's why they got Latavius White. What happens when Latavius White? He can shut down half the field. The old Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey type deal. Shut down half the field, so you can play your safeties and double cover the Tyreek Hill's goal. Or man, well, hey, that's going to be a great. Latavius White, is he going to take on Tyreek Hill one-on-one? What do you think, Mr. Peanut Man? You think the Latavius White can handle Tyreek Hill one-on-one?
Oh, we'll get.
He must have just hit that dead spot.
Yeah, he's probably somewhere there, and he said he was somewhere up in Kentucky somewhere, but we'll catch up with him later. Dim, we appreciate your question there, Dim 7.
Yeah! So hey, and always, folks, if you think of a trade, go ahead and offer it. If a person rejects it, that's fine. We always say, and LT can back me up on since LT works in a bar, go and ask a girl out. They always say the worst thing a girl can say is no. That's really not true. They can say worse things than no, but that's the old saying. My mom always told me when I was thinking about asking out a girl. But like I said, LT seen the bar scene, so he knows there's worse things they could say to no. But yeah, if you have a trade, offer it. If it gets rejected, that's fine. Hey, you might get a counter. But I always say it's like a question. The stupid question is the one not asked. So you gotta go for the trade. And if they say no, then you go back to the drawing board and try again.
Yeah, and Carter's Peanut is now back.
Oh, Carter's Peanuts. I was talking about White, the star cornerback for Buffalo. Do you think he's going to be able to take Tyreek Hill out if he tries to cover him one-on-one?
No. I don't think anybody can stop Tyreek right now with A-Chain and it's deadly. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh,
yeah.
We gotta find one of those towers. There's a couple. There must be some clouds in the way.
We can translate for the people because I was able to hear a loud and clear. Peanut Man said nobody can cover Tyreek Hill one-on-one.
We agree. All right. Yeah. And what's going on in the listener league?
Oh, another matchup. I was able to. There were 2-0 teams also playing. I took on the show. We talked about it last week. Another great battle. I had to do a Monday come from behind victory. The show. He was starting people like Jordan Love. Top 5 quarterback this year. Amari Cooper was doing his thing. It was a balanced effort from Brooks. But I had the monster game from Keenan Allen, Justin Herbert. The combo was working it. People know the calculator loves combos like the Peanut Man loves stack, and so does the calculator. So that's what the stack of Herbert and Allen really helped out. Pollard against the soft zone defense, and then I got an old Peanut Man turned me on to McPherson last year because if people remember me and Peanut Man's epic battle last year, McPherson was the Peanut Man's kicker, and he got a field goal blocked that wound up costing him the game last year. But you know what? I said, that's an omen. I'm going to start McPherson. I decided I drafted him a little early because, and Peanut Man knows where he went to school. The boy can kick 50-yarders like nobody's business.
Appreciate the
Did you get that calculator?
the reminder.
No, I didn't get that.
We'll translate. We'll get our translator to help us out there, Peanut Man.
Okay, and then of course St. Brown, another solid game. So yeah, but yeah, McPherson and my defense and my kicker, they definitely helped seal the deal. But it was the Herbert Allen combo that won the game for me. But to look ahead, let's look ahead to next week. Guess what? The two undefeated teams play. Carter Peanut coming to the house of the calculator. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
All right, that's going to be fun there. All right, any last comments about the Copier Bowl? LT,
any comments?
Am I still? Did you hear me?
Yes, Josh, you can keep the copy machine. It's all yours.
You can keep the copy machine.
Can you hear me?
Well, we can hear you in and out.
Hello?
We can hear you in and out. I don't think he can hear us, Mr. 411.
oh, we'll get it. We'll get it.
Where am I at? I'm about to go through Kentucky.
Okay,
Oh, no.
he's about to go through Kentucky. He's about to go through Kentucky, but
Hey,
I'm certain
hey.
he takes the trophy with pride and will hold on to it for a whole season.
And hey, you never know, folks. These guys, I think they meet up again. I think when we start, don't we do the rotating schedule where we play the first three people? So wouldn't that be something, Mr. 4-1, if they play again and a playoff?
Larry can get it back. Yeah.
Yeah, and the playoff berth could be on the line, so that could be some ultimate revenge. I know LT's licking his chops to get out of it because, hey, and folks, a lot of people say, hey, LT 0-3 playoffs. We talk about playoffs. Yes, folks, we were in a league and someone on this show was 0-5 and wound up getting his players right, getting his players healthy, getting on a roll, and took it all the way to the championship. So, hey, anything can happen. We know LT can catch fire. Look at the Joker. He's got 377 points. That's not by accident, folks. So, yes, and he's got the players, and I put it this way. If LT makes it, I hope I'm not playing him early on. So, but yeah.
And total points is still a factor in our league, too.
Yeah,
so,
and that's why you try and get the best lineup out. That's why you work the waiver wire, because even if you lose, if it comes to tiebreakers, you want those total points.
all right, that is tremendous. All right, so it's time to do the mini draft. Is that right, calculator?
That is right. And
Can y'all hear me?
Oh,
so we can hear you. Can you hear us?
There we go.
So,
Good luck the rest of the season, Larry. Good game and good sweep, calc, and go Skins. Hail to the Rams.
yes, sir, Mr. Peanut.
all
Man.
right. Take it easy, Peanut.
Excellent. Oh, so LT, you're going to stay on because we need you to draft for Brooks in the mini draft. Is that okay?
Sure, no problem.
All right.
All
okay,
right.
so he's drafting for Brooks, and of course we have AI. If Mr. 4-1, if you can, there. Okay, I'm about to. You must talk to the producers while we were saying bye to the Peanut Man.
Yeah,
So
a little more
okay.
fast in there.
All right, so we got the first draft is Mr. 4. Oh, hey, Mr. 4-1. I don't plan it. It just happens. So I am taking.
You put a little weight on there. You put some extra weight there on that wheel
Well,
there.
hey,
Okay.
well, I just want to say last week AI won from the 4 slot. So if you look at
Wow.
that, so he pulled it out on me due to my Jalen Hurts not doing what I thought he was going to do. All right.
Wow. So AI is just taking over the world, man.
It's taking over the mini draft, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go and see who's going to get the 2 pick.
Come on, 411.
Oh, I
right.
think you'll get it, Mr. 411.
All right, we'll take it. We'll take it.
And I think the later draft spots is what's been winning the mini draft. So
Must be that turn. Must be that turn that's doing it.
yeah, I think so. I think it is. This could be
tight.
AI sneaks it out.
All right. So it looks like LT's gonna have back to back.
Yes, sir.
We gotta spin it. You know, we spin it.
We play through everything here. So there we go.
And we are using the PPR format. We're using the stats in our listener league is what we're playing by.
Yes,
and
yeah. Very good. That
what
means
position calculator?
we draft one quarterback, we draft one running back, one wide receiver, and one tight end. So, all right. So I get first pick. Again, I'm going to switch it up because Mr. 401's been taking them every week. I'm not going to let him have it this week. I want the top running back on my board, the top running back on the board pretty much every week. He gets pretty much a touchdown every week, and that's why I'm going running back with my first pack, and I'm getting McCaffrey this week, Mr. 401. I'm not going to let you have him this time.
Calculator. I'm so used to having him on my team, my man. I come on now.
Well, I got to let you go somewhere new. Yeah, let you try something new.
You don't have to.
So, all right, Mr. 411. So it's your pick. Everybody's available.
Oh my goodness, everybody's available. All right. I'll tell you what, calculator. I know the game's in Buffalo, but I'm gonna go ahead and get Tyreek Hill on my team this week.
Whoa! So you're not scared of White, huh?
I'm not.
Okay. He's not scared. That's the one reason I didn't go Tyreek Hill. Of course, if you didn't go Tyreek Hill, LT would have got him because LT loves him some Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely.
So I think that's another reason he went Tyreek Hill a little early. So, or not early, but with his first pick because he knew he wasn't coming back to him. We always usually give AI a quarterback. Top quarterback projected this week is Hurts. So I'm giving AI Jalen Hurts because he is projected to get most points in all categories. So that's usually why we're going to give him to AI. All right, LT, one quarterback's off the board, one receiver's off the board, one running back's off the board. So that means everything's free for you to pick. No, you don't really need strategy, you just need good players.
Well, let me go ahead and get Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Hey, you can't go wrong with Patrick Mahomes.
And then let's go ahead and steal the calculator's pick. I'll take Travis Kelce.
Oh, you did it. Oh, I should have known it. He did the stack too at that. Because I guarantee you, Kelce, if he had come back to me, I was getting him all day long. So, yeah, that's a good pick there, LT, because he was my next pick. So we're going to move to the running back section and the next highest rated running back. And I'm not going to use the guys that have questionable tags. I'm going to go to the next projected, and that is Bijan Robinson is the highest projected for AI. So, and also with the running backs being scarce, and AI is computing that most likely 411's going to pick a running back. So that's why he wanted to get his running back before 411 picked one. All right, 411.
All right, it's back over here. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see what we can do. Need something that's going to really work this week. Been struggling lately here. I'm not going to overcomplicate things here. I'm going to take the quarterback for the Chargers. I think Herbert. He's going to have a big game this week. I'm going to go with Herbert.
All right. And as you see, folks, 3 quarterbacks off the board. So what does that mean? The calculator's 2 picks is going to be. It's none of them are going to be quarterbacks because the quarterback can't be picked again by the time I pick again. So this is going to force/allow me to load up on wide receiver and tight end. I'm going to go with tight end Hawkinson. He's pretty much money. He gets double digits every week. They're in that defense for Minnesota is so bad that he gets force-fed targets. But because I have Hawkinson, that's why I'm not going to go with his teammate, Justin Jefferson. I'm going to go in what will most likely be the shootout of the day. I got to go with Stephon Diggs. I got to go with Stephon Diggs because they're playing Miami. They're gonna have to stay with them, and that's one reason I decided not to go Jefferson is because I have Hawkinson and I was targeting Diggs to begin with. But yeah, that's why I'm going with Diggs just because of the matchup Buffalo Miami. That could be a 56-57 over under before it's all said and done. All right, Mr. 4-1, you need a running back and a tight end. Are you ready, Mr. 4-1?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm going with Laporta.
Laporta. So going
Thursday
with the
night.
tight end. Yes, sir. Okay, so AI sees that LT has a tight end, so he don't need a tight end because he knows LT has one. So LT is going to go either running back or wide receiver. He's got the running back. So AI is using his computing, and he says, I got to go wide receiver, and the highest wide receiver is Justin Jefferson. All right, LC, you get to fill out your – you need a running back and a wide receiver.
Well, let me go ahead and get Austin Eckler.
Well, okay.
So he's back. He's going to be good to go. We got a rule in place. We have a rule in place for that anyway.
Yeah, what happens, LT, just to let you know, if Eckler is a last-minute scratch, I will give you the next available projected guy that is not picked by us. Right. So, but yeah.
Right, for the team. The team.
Yeah. So, all right, so now you need your wide receiver.
They are facing the Raiders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So and actually Eckler, just for people to know, Eckler is projected to have the second most points by our scoring system. So I think that's a very, very good pick.
And let me go ahead and get Jamar Chase.
Ah, man, I love it. Jamar Chase playing that Tennessee soft cover defense. Jamar Chase should be a monster. AI, the third ranked tight end, is still available based on the board, and that is George Kittle this week. Okay, so 401, you need a running back.
Okay, who's the highest rated running back remaining?
Let me see. Highest rating running back available. Hold on. I'm pulling it up. Sorry, Mr. 401.
No problem.
Tony Pollard is the next highest rated running back.
Oh, wow. Give me Swift.
Okay. Swift. Hey, he's showing he can do it, and he's got Washington. So we'll see how that works out. And I kind of did this for a reason. Another people know I love the stacks, folks, and I knew I could save them for last. Another reason I went for Diggs, I didn't want nobody else to get Diggs, so I got Josh Allen.
Your combo.
I got the combo. I was going to either go, believe it or not, folks, the number one rated quarterback in fantasy football is Kirk Cousins, folks. So that, a lot of people probably wouldn't have, thought of that. But yeah, Kirk Cousins has been killing it this year. But one of the reasons to go off on tangent, I was actually thinking about going for the Cousins Hawkinson stack. But with Buffalo playing Miami, I love a Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs stack. That's why I'm surprised Mr. 411 didn't go do a Tyreek Hill stack. Mr. 411 don't like stacks like calculator.
Yeah, I like those double stacks at Wendy's, but I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of spread things out this week.
Mm-hmm. And LT's going to stack. I like the Mahomes Kelsey stack, so I like it.
Oh, by the way, we have breaking news in the listener league. Carter's Peanuts just dropped Matthew Stafford.
So, and if people know Carter's Peanuts, he's an avid Georgia Bulldog fan, but he's not carrying Matthew Stafford. He does, man. Yeah. He was doing that on the road. He had enough service to do a drop, but he couldn't get his information online. But I love it. And yeah, if people know, Curtis Peanuts was the first one to drop somebody right after the draft. So, of course, he wound up picking them up and using them this week. People remember he dropped Moody, right after he logged on, right after the draft completed, and then he goes and picks them up during the season. It's great.
Yeah, it's wild. So we'll give a summary of the draft. We good to go?
Oh, we're good. Yeah, I gave a quick summary. It's just, again, I'm going with the Diggs, Allen, Stack, McCaffrey, solid. Hawkinson, solid. I just went with I wanted low floor guys, but high ceiling guys in the quarterback wide receiver combo. Mr. 4-1 likes Herbert, who's the number 2 quarterback on the year. DeAndre Swift, I think he has. He when he sees a hole, he hits it hard. Tyreek Hill. Again, I'm staying away from that Buffalo secondary. I am the one that was a little scared. 4-1 says not scared at all. 4-1 wants some action on Thursday night. That's why he took Laporta. AI don't care. AI does the highest projected when he picks. So he goes Hurts, Bijan Robinson, Justin Jefferson, and Kittle. Those were the guys highest at their position when AI picked. And LT, Mahomes, Kelsey, Stack, Eckler, if he plays, he's a no-brainer. And Chase going against that soft Tennessee defense, pass defense, I should say. But yeah, that's the summary of the mini draft.
All right, man. What an episode today. Let's get some comments from LT before we run out of here. Anything you want to share with the audience, LT?
Yeah, Calculator, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How would you run 3 players from the same team if that team was a very strong team?
Wow.
Would you have Tua, A-Chain, and Tyreek Hill on your roster?
Wow.
I would have them on the roster. However, I would be hesitant of playing a team like A-Chain, because A-Chain is one of those guys, well, they're working him in there, but A-Chain is still new to the play bar. I would be more inclined to a Tua Mostart at this point and a Tyreek Hill. If you're on an explosive offense, I have no qualms starting multiple players from an offense based on matchup, because what's going to hurt you is I think this week they're going to play a tough defense. And when Miami plays the Jets have a defense that can slow teams down as well. That's where I would hesitate of starting them. On the roster, have no problems. I've seen firsthand back, and I'll go back to the Donovan McNabb days with Philadelphia and Andy Reid when he was the quarterback. I literally saw one guy. He had Donovan McNabb, Brian Westbrook, and Terrell Owens, and he even had the other receiver, and then the old the dang tight end. I can't remember his name. He scored the first touchdown in their Super Bowl, but that shows you how well he's known. He slipped my mind, but he had all those guys, and he was starting them, and he was winning when they were winning. But guess what? Philadelphia had that early season schedule. Later in the season, they started playing the tougher teams. The guy made the playoffs, and he made it the playoffs because he had the easy schedule and he was stacking the points early up. But as soon as he hit the playoffs, he started those guys, and he was bouncing the first round. So, buyer beware. But I have no problem. Let me tell you, if Eckler's playing and I got the Chargers, I'm starting an Eckler, Herbert, Keenan Allen stack all day long if I have them. It depends. If you got a strong offense and the right matchup, and heck, a lot of $1 million makers in daily leagues, they do the quadruple stacks. A lot of people were playing the Herbert, the Keenan Allen and the Mike Williams stack, and that paid off because Herbert was hitting touchdowns, and guess what? Keenan Allen threw a touchdown to Mike Williams. So triple stacks have a way of working them out depending on the matchup, depending on when you're playing. Hey, I would run a triple stack for average defenses if they're playing a team like Miami, the Miami Vikings, or the Minnesota Vikings, because Minnesota is going to get in shootouts left and right, and I have no trouble saving salary. Although Kirk Cousins, his daily fantasy lineup has been trending upward. But yeah, anytime you can get a Hawkinson stack with Justin Jefferson and a Kirk Cousins, and depending on matchup, throw Madison in there. Although buyer beware on Madison because Akers will not be us. They're going to integrate him more, and especially with Madison, another just backbreaking fumble last week. Although I take that back, it was a fumble. They called it back, folks. That was a fumble. I don't know how they could call forward progress at that point. So he was saved from a backbreaking fumble. But yeah, great question, LT. I am a stack lover, especially if the matchup dictates it.
So what also do you think the split's going to be between Mostert and Achane? Is it going to be 60-40? Is it going to be 70-30?
Again, I think it's going to be game script. Again, I think when they're in a fast-paced game, that's when Achane's going to get more touches because they're going to have more plays. And you have more plays, you have more chances, and Achane's always a big play to happen. If you're in a grind-out game, like if you remember Miami's game 2, New England tried to slow the game down. That's when Mustard got. Of course, again, Achane was coming off the injury, but I think it's going to be a 60-40 split. I think percentage-wise, it's still going to favor Mustard because Mustard can run the ball. I mean, Mustard's a track guy as well. I mean, that's why
touchdowns before Achane got his.
Actually, Achane got the first touchdown, and then Mustard got all his touchdowns, and then Achane came back because they rushed Mustard, and Achane started getting more touchdowns. Mustard's going to be the guy that I think 60-40 is like you said, 60-40 is a split. But again, don't hesitate to start Achane if they're going to be on a track meet because track meet means more plays means more touches means more opportunities to score.
So what do you think about Cam Akers? Do you think he's going to take over for Madison? I
think, and one of the reasons that Akers went to Minnesota is people remember Akers played for O'Donnell when he was with Rams. O'Donnell, was the assistant coach to the Rams when Akers was the starting quarterback 2 years ago. So he familiar with the system, familiar with the zone scheme. And I think Akers, I'm sorry, Madison owners, Madison is known as they term it in fantasy football as a jag, which is just another guy, meaning he's a product of the system. You give him enough volume, he'll produce. Akers has talent. I don't know what got him in the doghouse of the Rams, but now, hey, he's back with open arms. And I think as the time goes on, I think Akers will be the guy. And I think Akers will go into the Dalvin Cook role, and then Madison will just be in the guy that spells him. And I think that's what's good. And I think we're going to slowly see that. That's why I said I'm very interested to see what's going to happen the next game, because if he gets 10 touches, it's only going to be better for Akers, because I think Akers is going to be able to make the most of his touches, especially in a high paced offense that'll be. And Akers can catch the ball too. He's not a slouch in catching the ball. He's always showed he can catch the ball all the way back to his days in FSU when he was with the Florida State Seminoles. He could catch the ball, and he's one of the guys that can make it happen after the catch.
So if Akers was on your waiver wire, would you pick him up? And
absolutely. How much would you throw at him? Oh, Fab. Oh, man, if Akers I'd do 60%. He's just as a stash, 65%, because the reason we didn't highlight him on the waiver wire is because he's actually rostered in most of a lot of people a lot of people didn't drop him, even though he was in the doghouse. And I know people would have stayed on him, especially after the trade. You dropped him?
No.
So, okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think that's good. That's good. He's definitely a stash, because he's definitely a guy that I would hold on, and I see bright things, especially if somebody, like you said, when you get to the fantasy playoffs, when a lot of other people are kind of getting tired, Akers is going to have fresh legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good, very good. Anything else, LT?
I think that's it. I'm good.
All right. Well,
And I just want to thank LT for dialing in because, like I said early on in the show, it was a great matchup between you and the Peanut Man. We enjoyed the matchup just watching it unfold. It was great.
yeah, and I like to get you guys.
Is all I needed.
Oh yeah. And I'd like to get you guys' opinion on this before we leave too. Here's a live trade offer. What do you guys think?
Okay, so well, where's the trade, Mr. 41? I can see Tank Dell. I don't see the other side of the trade.
They're to the far right.
Oh, so somebody wants Tank Dell and they're offering Najee, Bateman, and Zay Jones?
Yes.
They're offering 3 for 1?
Yes.
For Tank Dell?
Yeah.
I'm willing to take that.
I'm taking that all day long. Najee Harris alone. I mean, Najee Harris still a starting running back. I know Jay Warren. I mean, he hadn't produced, but he's still a guy you can plug in. And Pittsburgh's not going to be having tough defenses every single week. They're not playing the Baltimores every single week. And Zay Jones. I mean, Zay Jones. When he's out there, he can produce. I mean, they said, I'm taking that all day long. Okay, and then you keep Zay Jones in your IR slot, and then Bateman. Now Bateman might be a cut guy, but hey, right. If I can, but Najee Harris, tell me the truth, I'd take Najee Harris straight up for Tank Dell just because running backs are so, So and Zay Jones again, when he plays and healthy, and let me tell you, Trevor Lawrence, folks, he's about to start taking off there because let me tell you, the head coach. I love the coach for the Jaguars. He was the one that was able to coach up Foles in Philadelphia, and the guy knows what he's doing. He'll fix the problems for Lawrence, and I think Lawrence could have a big second half, similar to last year. A lot of people don't remember. Last year he had a slow start, and then he just took off at the end of the year. Zay Jones will pay dividends later on in the year as well.
You preach Trevor Lawrence all the time, and right now he has just been absolute nothing.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. But you got to be patient. I'm telling you, he's a guy that will pay dividends later on in the year. What's that?
There are guys on the waiver wire that are a whole lot better than he is.
Well, you said like name a person that off the waiver wire that you would start ahead of Trevor Lawrence, and I could come back and say why Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence, he still has Calvin Ridley. I think he's still trying to get acclimated with Calvin Ridley, and if he would stop forcing the ball to Calvin Ridley, let it come, because people will double cover him after week 1. They saw what happened and say, hey, we're going to cover this, and Trevor Lawrence we saw what happens when he throws to Christian Kirk. He's open. He's catching touchdowns. Do the same. Go with the game plan. Trevor Lawrence, stop forcing things, and the Jags will get it right. And trust me, Trevor Lawrence he's gonna. And hey, I would say Trevor Lawrence could be a target for people. If people are unsatisfied with Trevor Lawrence, hit me up. I will take. Well, I got Justin Herbert on my team, so I can't go into it. But if I'm a owner of a Justin Fields, I would take because I don't see Justin Fields helping getting any better. I see first of all, I don't know why the Chicago went and Ebersol, not a good coach. I talked to Windy City many times. He was skeptical of the hire right now, and Windy City, big Bears fan, he said he wants them to burn it down to the studs. That means coaching staff. That means new quarterback. He said they got plenty of draft capital. They got weapons. All they need is a good coach and a good quarterback. And that's what Windy City's wanting after this season.
Oh, right.
In one of my leagues, I have Trevor Lawrence, and I also have Mac Jones on the bench. And 3 weeks so far, I wish I had started Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, yeah, that would. Well, Mac Jones didn't have that good a week last week either, though. I mean, he kind of, again. But I'll say it once. Houston, people think Houston's a bad defense. They're a bad Russian defense. They're a good pass defense. Trevor Lawrence has struggled with Houston his whole career. He even struggled in 2 matchups last year. So it was just in Kansas City, a good solid. We've seen Kansas City, solid defense, especially Chris Jones in the lineup. So Trevor Lawrence, he don't have to play. He'll have to play Houston again, but he won't have to play Kansas City again. But man, I think he'll be. He's going to get better.
Well, hopefully he'll turn some things around this weekend against Atlanta.
Yeah, there we go. In London, folks, the Jaguars home away from home.
Yeah, that is an early game too.
Yeah, folks, be ready for that early game on Thursday, on Saturday night.
Get your
Saturday morning.
Saturday night, because you don't want to wake up Sunday morning and the game already started.
That's right.
Definitely.
Especially the people on the West Coast.
Exactly. All right, I guess we're done for today. Great episode, though. All right,
great episode.
Yeah, we appreciate the Peanut Man. Appreciate LT in the building again. Calculator, appreciate you as well. And so, man, everybody just make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Make sure you share, because sharing is caring, and we appreciate it. Because you never know what kind of updates we're going to have for you. So make sure you subscribe. Definitely appreciate it. So for LT and the Calculator, I'm 4-1, and we bid you all a great day, and we'll see you later.
See you later, folks.
We out.